Hi, so this is my very small and very first N scale layout which I am building, and today I wanted to give a little bit update on where I am and how I'm going to progress from here. To give you a little bit more details, so as you can see, this is very small layout. The size of the layout is around 2 feet by 4 feet. It's not even 2 feet because you see here this board, this plywood here starts from here and till here. This is 2 feet. I'm building this layout on my computer table. I don't have any place to do my railroad, so I'm doing it top of my computer table. I do have a drawer here for keyboard and mouse, so I can utilize this top surface for my railroad and layout. The problem here is I have this column that goes in the center, and that column extrudes little bit from the wall, as you see here, and that extrusion I have to compensate for on my board. So I have to cut here this section to fit this inside. So once that is fit there, I'm not even having 2 feet. This is, I think, around 20 inches from that point to this point here. Now, because I have very little space in the center, I had to make this circular and also make this circle come inside and then go like that. Okay. On my layout, you can see there are mainly two loops, two main tracks. This is the outer loop and there is this inner loop. Outer loop is elliptical in shape, as you can see. It goes there, and then just kind of just loops around. And then I have this inner loop which is in the shape of 8, numerical 8. So it goes there like that, and then it comes down. So it goes from this bridge. There will be bridge here. I am actually doing a series on the bridge, and you can also follow that. I'll just give you a link here on the I button, so you can see how I'm progressing on the bridge. But that bridge will be coming here. This is the place where I'm going to put that bridge. This is one of the pier of the same bridge. I just keep it here for the support, temporary support. Then this comes down from this ramp here, and then the ramp comes here. I'm thinking of putting a station here, either between these two tracks or on this side. Initially I was thinking of putting it here. Now I want to talk about the turnouts here as well. So turnouts, you see here, these are all hand laid turnouts. That means I have to build all these turnouts by hand, by myself. Now you may ask why. You could just go and buy the ready-made turnouts. But the thing is, I live in India, and the model railroad hobby here is almost very rare, and that is the reason we don't have any supply here for the model railroad. So like tracks and locomotives and all the things you need to build your own railroad, you don't have any access here, local access. So you can't even buy online within India. So you have to either buy from US, UK, Japan. The thing is that when you are buying from US, UK, you have to not just compensate for the price, but also for the shipping, because shipping is a lot of time it is going to be very costly. So one turnout is approximately for me like $30-40, and not affordable. And I also needed not one but I think 4 or 5 turnouts at least for my layout. It also takes a lot of time by USPS, which is the cheapest one, and also you don't have tracking information, and it takes a lot of time. In my case, I did order these tracks from dccHobbySupply.com, and it took around, I think, 1 to 2 months almost to arrive. So whatever you see on my railroad here will be all bought on ebay.com. What I did is that I bought things that I need initially, and then the stuff that which I can then build from all those parts that I bought, like from I created all these turnouts from the tracks I bought. These are the micro engineering code 55 flex track. So I just took the rails out and then started following the template which I had downloaded from, it's a handledtrack.com. I think that's, if I'm right, I think that's the name of the website where I found that they have CAD files for these turnouts. I think this is #6 curve turnout for N scale, and I just printed the template and then followed everything by eye matching. I mean, I just did all the stuff by putting the wheels and then trying to see the gauge, and then trying to run the wheels and then the bogies. It was all done by just doing it all manually. I don't even have N gauge, the gauge itself, which you can use to measure the track gauging. I don't have it. So then I decided to just use the wheel as a gauge. Okay, so I just took the one metal wheel and then tried to eye level it, eye match it, and then that way I have done these turnouts. It's hard to do it that way, but I think these are very decent ones, and I have tried to run the trains and it never basically derailed even a single time. So they work really fine. I'm really happy to see them working nicely. So that's about the turnout. Well, I do have these Atlas code 80 turnouts. These I bought from the auction on eBay, but the problem is in my railroad that I have to use mostly the curve turnouts, because if I have to go from here to here, I must do it on a curve, because if I do it here, then I cannot either go that side or either go that side. That curve will be too much steep, and then train can derail. So I also had to keep in mind the curve, and it doesn't go too much curve there. The roadbed is also not available locally, and I also don't wanted to buy it because I don't think it's that important. But what was important was to use the cork as a bed. Well, I didn't have any cork ready-made the bed strip that you have available maybe in your country, but in my country I don't have these available. So what I did is I just bought these cork bed sheets, 5 mm thicker, and what I did is then I cut the strips of those beds of the cork sheet, and then I just glued them here. I also glued them by the nails and just tried to curve them while bending and gluing them. So that's how I did the roll bed. This plyboard here is 6 mm thick, so obviously it will flex if I just keep the ply, and also it doesn't give me any space for the electronics. So I did these 1 inches strip of woods here to support the ply. I'll show you from the downside as well. So this is how it looks from the bottom, from the back side. Okay, what I did is I just created this frame, and then I also added these X shape wooden strips to support the board, otherwise it will just flex. So to stop the flexing, I installed these X strips and also one vertical here in between. So I think it is now much rigid and it doesn't flex that much. It doesn't actually flex it at all. Now as you see the electronics, I have already installed the DCC system here. Again, I do not wanted to use any ready-made DCC system. I just created everything from electronic parts. I do know the electronics, so I try to do this from DCC which is a open source DCC system for Arduino, and then I install that on the Arduino Uno board, which is here. And then on the top of that I also have this L298 motor shield, which gives power to the rails for the DCC signals. So it does two things. It also provides the power and also gives the signal to the track, so the loco can communicate with the DC system. So what happens is that the 12 volt power comes in here, and then you have these 2 points here that outputs the DCC signal to here. Okay, and then this is like a distribution, you can call it distribution board, from where I can just then distribute the power to the different sections of the track. Okay, so as you can see, it's getting distributed to the different sections here, here, and here. So I can connect anything that needs to be connected to DCC. I can connect it here, and because I'm having 12 volts here, I needed 5 volts for the Uno, so I also installed this buck converter board, which converts 12 volts to the 5 volts, and that way I can then power it to the Uno, and also to the servos for the turnouts to work. Now as you see here, we also have one more Arduino Mega board. This Arduino Mega is acting as a stationary decoder, or accessory decoder you can call it. So this Mega works like a stationary decoder for all the accessories that I'm connecting here. Right now I am controlling 22 accessories from this Mega, and like servos and signals. I am also using GMRI for the turnouts and for the DC system, so that I will also show you in the next videos how I'm doing that. But initially I just wanted to show you that I'm not using any aftermarket DCC controllers like from Digitrax or from, there are many companies who sell these ready-made DC systems. For me they are very costly, and obviously they are not available in my country, so this is one of the cheapest way I can go with, and this gives me also freedom to expand it the way that I want it to be. So yes, so next I'm going to install the block detectors, the signals, the servos are already there for the turnouts. So as I progress, I will make the videos and I will keep you updated. So just keep subscribed and like if you like this work. Anyways, so I'm enjoying doing my railroad here, and I hope you will also like it, and just give me comments about what I can do more. Just let me know your thoughts, and then we will just progress from here. Okay, so see you in the next video. Bye.